Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. This is me, Aisha Javed, your English teacher. I hope you all are enjoying good health and taking all safety measures for yourselves and for those who you care. And hopefully, you are not wasting your time and learning from our videos. Students, I'm here with the reading and explanation of unit number 2. But before taking proper start of the unit, I have a picture which will help you predict the content of the unit. So let's have a look at the picture. I hope you all are very much aware of this great personality. Yes, he is undoubtedly Allama Muhammad Iqbal. Allama Muhammad Iqbal was born on November 9, 1877 in Sialkot. He is our national poet. He was the first person who for the very first time suggested that Muslims of subcontinent should have their separate homeland. So in this way, he is also known as Dreamer of Pakistan. Allama Muhammad Iqbal was not only a great poet, but a great thinker and philosopher, whose philosophy and poetry has inspired millions of Muslims of the subcontinent at that time. He wrote many books and poems. Some of his famous books were Bangi Dara, Wali Jibril, Payam-e Mashriq. His famous poems were Lape Aati Hai Dua Ban Ke Tamanna Meri, Shikwa Jawab-e Shikwa. He was died on April 21st, 1938 in Lahore. Now students, let's properly take the start of the unit. Unit number 2 is Iqbal's Message to Youth. The author of this unit is Wahidullah, and the theme of this unit is Role Model. As the name of the unit suggests, that the unit is about Allama Muhammad Iqbal and the youth, the young generation. Let me tell you one thing, students. Young generation remained the center of Iqbal's poetry. As Iqbal was a realistic poet, through his poetry, he tried to give a message to youth. So let's have a look at what did Iqbal think of youth, the young generation. As I told you that young generation, the youth remained the center of Iqbal's poetry. He wrote about 90% poems on the youth, the young generation. He was of the view that the young generation is a precious asset that can revive a nation going through hard times. He also said that youth can do wonders if groomed well and well educated. Future of a nation or a country depends upon youth of the state. If they are good and competent and responsible, no one can compete that country in any field. Now students, I have another picture for you. In order to better understand Iqbal's youth, Iqbal's young generation, this picture is going to help you. So let's check it out. Yes, this is an eagle, commonly known as Shaheen. It's a bird whose distinct qualities make it superior to other birds. So let's have a look at some of the distinct qualities of an eagle which Iqbal wanted to see in his youth, the young generation. As we all know that eagles have sharp eyesight. They possess leadership traits. They love to lead and do not like to follow other birds. Eagles have powerful and focused vision. They can identify their prey from a far distance and focus on it until they get it. Eagles love the storm. Eagle is the only bird who loves the storm and fly into it and use the wind of the storm to rise higher in a matter of seconds. Eagles are high flyers. It's the only bird again who can fly up to an altitude of 10,000 feet. So, Allama Muhammad Iqbal wanted the youth to possess all the distinct qualities of an eagle. He wanted his youth to accept challenges and do not escape from them. He wanted the young generation to be leaders who lead the nation. According to him, youth should set high aims and goals for themselves and strive hard to achieve them. Now students, let's properly take the start of the unit. I hope students you are very well aware of the cover page of your book. This is the cover page of your book. Now students, open up page number 13 of your book. Page number 13 of your book. Iqbal is one of the most outstanding poets and philosophers of the Indian subcontinent. Iqbal ranked as one of the most outstanding mean supreme, prominent, unnoticeable. Iqbal is ranked among the most prominent and noticeable poets and philosophers of the subcontinent. Indian subcontinent mean Bar-e-Saghir, Pak-o-Hind. When India and Pakistan were together, they were not separated. That was the time period before independence, before 1947. So they were known as Indian subcontinent, Bar-e-Saghir, Pak-o-Hind. So Iqbal is ranked as one of the most noticeable, one of the most prominent poets and philosophers of the Indian subcontinent. Some of the prominent and noticeable poets of Indian subcontinent were Khwaja Mir Dard, Mir Taqi Mir, Mirza Asadullah Beg Khan, etc. His intellectual genius has reigned supreme in the area of Islamic philosophy during the 20th century and will direct and influence the Islamic intellectual tradition in the 21st century as well. His intellectual genius, intellectual mean knowledge, thoughts. Genius, zahanat, intelligence. Intellectual genius, ilmi zahanas. His knowledge, his thoughts and his ideas has reigned mean ruled over. Martabe par faiz rahe. Supreme mean dominantly. In the field of Islamic history, not only in the 20th century, but will direct mean guide, रहनुमाई करेंगे and influence और असर डालेंगे Islamic traditions in the 21st century as well. Intellectual traditions in the 21st century as well mean his ideas, his thoughts, his beliefs, his ideology has not only ruled in the 21st century, has not only directed and guided us in the 20th century, but they will also be helpful for us in the 21st century as well. His sublime poetry, sublime mean impressive, majestic, alishan, poetry and philosophy, inspired millions of Muslims to wake up to the reality. His supreme, his impressive, his majestic poetry has inspired millions of Muslims of the subcontinent at that time to wake up to the reality. What was the reality at that time? At that time, Muslims were under the subjugation, under the slavery of Britishers and the Hindus. And they were mostly deprived of their rights and their status in the society. So it was just because of the poetry of Allama Muhammad Iqbal which helped them to wake up to the reality, to realize what their status was and what their rights were in that time. So it was just because of the poetry of Allama Muhammad Iqbal. And forge a destiny. Forge mean to shape. Try to shape a destiny. A destiny mean future for themselves. It was just because of the poetry of Allama Muhammad Iqbal which helped them to shape, to formulate their future by themselves.